There's nothing that excites a player more than when he takes the field to do battle and secure a victory for his team, especially if that player is fresh out of college and wants to make a statement to the football world. These rookies realize that they have this opportunity to shock the entire NFL, but which ones will deliver the biggest punch? Let's look at some of the offensive players that have the potential to be electrifying. The best place to begin is at the running back position, given the lack of depth and talent in the 2022 NFL Draft. The first running back to be drafted was Breece Hall, who was selected as the number 36 overall pick by the New York Jets and played his college ball at Iowa State. During his last 2 seasons with the Cyclones, Breece Hall had 3,044 yards and 41 touchdowns from 532 carries, which is an average of 5.7 yards per carry, which is exactly the type of production you want from your running back. Someone that has NFL-type averages when running the ball. So what makes Breece Hall even more special is his ability to elude tacklers and explode for big plays in the open field. There is no reason why Breece Hall can't be an elite running back this season. But there could be. The New York Jets are looking to ease their rookie into their scheme system, meaning he won't be seeing that many snaps in the first few weeks of the season until he beats the incumbent running back, Michael Carter, for the starting job. It is an inevitability that Breece Hall will be the starter for the New York Jets. It's just a matter of when and not if. He is the most exciting running back in the draft, but is he going to be the most productive running back from this rookie class? The answer is maybe not given the situation in Seattle, where the Seahawks drafted Kenneth Walker III, 41st overall. Walker III is the 2nd overall running back selected in this draft, who played his senior year of college ball at Michigan State. It was there that Kenneth Walker III rushed for 1,636 yards, scoring 18 touchdowns from 263 carries. That is a little over 6.9 yards per carry and a little more than what Breece Hall accomplished. Walker III is energetic when he has the ball, even though it appears that he has lost control and looks a bit erratic, but it's never the case, and he understands how to tempo his runs. He's got an explosive burst and has enough speed to beat opponents on the outside. He is a fearless runner with tremendous speed, but he does have some shortcomings, notably when it comes to his route running. But what sets apart Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker III is snaps. Walker III is currently the backup to Rashad Penny in the Seahawks depth chart, but that can change in an instant given Penny's injury-prone disposition and the excitement about the rookie Walker III. Both Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker III are the main running backs that can shock the NFL this season, but most of the energy was devoted to the wide receivers this season, so here's a look at some of the most spectacular wide receivers that will shake the foundation of the NFL. Now, before we get to the wide receiver that was selected as the number 1 in the position, it is important that we look at the depth of wideouts that were selected in the first 18 picks in the overall 2022 NFL Draft. In descending order, let's begin with Treylon Burks, who was selected 18th overall by the Tennessee Titans and is the 6th wide receiver selected in the draft. The 6'2", 225-pound athlete played his college ball in Arkansas, when he could have easily accepted invitations from other college powerhouse schools such as Clemson or Michigan. At Arkansas, he recorded 1,104 receiving yards from 66 receptions and scored 11 touchdowns. He averaged a little over 16.7 yards per reception. Those impressive numbers exist because he has huge hands with the power that is beyond the average for a wideout. He has also got premium size to speed ratio, meaning he is built to be seen as a big target and is deceptively fast for his size. He is also an excellent pick for a rebuilding offense at Tennessee and will shine in the dim spotlight because no one really expects the Titans to be an offensive juggernaut once they didn't re-sign their star wide receiver A.J. Brown. Treylon Burks does have some glaring weaknesses, such as his inconsistency when dealing with contested catches. He doesn't catch that well in traffic and has the inclination to make one-handed catch attempts that are not necessary. But he will be a starter as he is currently listed in the Titans depth chart as a number 2 wideout. There is so much to be excited about Burks, and again, he was the 6th selected wide receiver. Moving on to the 5th wide receiver from the draft selected by the Washington Commanders at the 16th pick overall, it's Jahan Dotson. The 5'11", 178-pound speedy wideout played his college ball at Penn State. He stayed there for 4 years and in his final year recorded a monster number where he had 91 receptions from 12 games, amassed 1,182 yards, and scored 12 touchdowns in the process. He averaged a little over 7.5 receptions per game at his time in Penn State, which suggests that he's usually wide open, ready to receive, and takes it to the end zone. Again, he averaged 1 touchdown per game because of his acceleration. Jahan Dotson has the juice to keep the speed churning and has the ability of shifting gears by manipulating the variances of his running, meaning he knows when to slow down, when to pick up the pace, and when to make you eat his dust. He is slick and smooth when on the move, but he does have rookie problems. According to scouts, Jahan Dotson is not as comfortable when he's working between the markers. He also needs an additional step to break off intermediate comebacks. But all these are manageable. Still, I fear for Dotson, who has a quarterback in Carson Wentz, who is in a new system and isn't the most comfortable when passing to rookies. Although if Jahan Dotson manages to create separation and Wentz spots him in time, the connection will be electrifying and shock the entire NFL. Up next, we have Jameson Williams, who was selected 12th overall by the Detroit Lions in the 2022 NFL Draft and is the 4th wide receiver to be picked up. Williams played his college ball in Alabama, where he averaged 19.9 yards per reception and had a total of 15 touchdowns in 2021. The 6'1.5", 179-pounder is an electric route runner with speed that will destroy defenders, but he does have issues when catching in traffic. He tends to be inconsistent when challenged for the ball. Not to mention, he's dealing with an ACL tear, which will rule him out for half of the season. But when Williams does return, he will emerge with the mindset to make up for lost time and dominate the wide receiver position for his team, given his explosiveness and expansive catch span. Another issue that might put a damper on his numbers is the person at the quarterback position, Jared Goff, and the depth in the wideout chart. Williams will have to compete with established wide receiver workhorse Amon-Ra St. Brown and the speedy DJ Clark. But Williams has an opportunity to scan the field from the sideline and make the necessary adjustments to his game that will help him be a magnetic star this season. And now to the top 3 wide receivers selected in the 2022 NFL Draft. At number 3 is Chris Olave, selected 11th overall by the New Orleans Saints. The 6', 187-pound wideout played his college career at Ohio State and scored 35 touchdowns in 38 games during his 4-year stay. Olave's numbers were impressive in his senior year, where he scored 13 touchdowns and averaged 14.4 yards per reception. Olave finds a way to make plays happen. It all comes down to his movement and fluidity from when the ball is being snapped, the way he sets up his route, and to the point where he makes the catch. He is a natural, well-rounded, skilled position player, and he comes from a coaching scheme that knows how to develop naturally gifted talents. His minor weaknesses come from his average hand strength when it concerns finishing catches, and he is slightly average when in run-after-catch mode. But he has found a home in a system that will help him flourish. The New Orleans Saints are a team that likes to pass, and most likely Olave will see a lot of targets, thus a lot of opportunities to set the NFL world on fire. The number 2 selected wideout is Garrett Wilson, who was drafted by the New York Jets 10th overall. Wilson is 6 foot and 183 pounds, who is also a graduate from Ohio State. He posted a higher average yards per reception than Olave and in fewer games, reaching 15.1 yards while still scoring 12 touchdowns in 11 games. Wilson's play strength and run-after-catch ability are the reason why he was valued at the draft. He is a no-nonsense, dedicated professional who has good long speed, but there are areas to his game that need polishing. He is considered to be very inefficient with long routes and sometimes just takes off without a clear route plan. Hopefully, the Jets will help him land safely, even if this team has their own quarterback issues. Still, Garrett Wilson is without hesitation one of the most exciting wide receiver rookies this season. But he is not the most exciting. That honor goes to the rookie selected 8th overall by the Atlanta Falcons and is the number 1 rookie wideout drafted. I'm of course referring to Drake London. At 6'4" and 219 pounds, London is the ideal build and size for a pro wide receiver. I'm of course referring to Drake London. At 6'4" and 219 pounds, London is the ideal build and size for a pro wide receiver, let alone a rookie one. Drake London played at USC, and in 8 games he had 88 receptions for 1,084 yards and 7 touchdowns. That is nearly a touchdown per game and 11 receptions per game. What's glaringly obvious is that his elite size and length offers a clear and cut mismatch problems for the defense. His work ethic is at a pro level, he manufactures spaces in tight angles, and he is considered an aerial specialist, giving his leaping ability. He is every quarterback's dream, even if Drake London wishes he had a better quarterback. But that's not London's only weakness. He lacks speed when it concerns feet quickness coming out of the snap. He has trouble figuring out the route redirections in space, and he's not someone who will break free after a runaway catch. That still doesn't take away from the fact that London is the best wideout of this draft class, and probably the most exciting offensive rookie this year. So who do you think will be the most productive offensive rookie this season? And who are you looking forward to seeing the most?